Hey, yo, this is a new episode of the All Time Podcast. Listen to these guys, they're awesome.
Milenko, we're back.
On est encore là.
We're doing the episode in French.
No, but we can if you want to.
I don't think 99.9% of our American fans are gonna understand a fucking word. You said the 0.1% is gonna be Carl.
Yeah, and you're gonna get like the real me. It would be fucking nice.
No, you don't find it's the real you.
But no, it's another language, so it's not. I'm 80% me.
Before we get into the reason why we're here this evening, there's a couple of things we need to get off our chest. Number one, I want to ask you, because I know you're a huge Montreal Canadiens fan, how do you feel going into the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, so the schedule needs to be secured. I need my time to watch the games. Some games I'm gonna probably stop watching because I'm gonna be too stressed. But I'm confident. I'm really confident. But it's the youngest team, so but anything can happen at this point. I'm just happy they made it.
Yeah, you must be, huh?
On paper, is the best team, the best Canadian team I ever seen in my whole life.
Yeah, you know what? I see a lot of people that are excited. I think this is really the only time that Montreal goes crazy is playoff Montreal Canadiens hockey.
Especially with the season we just had, historic records been broken. So it's the best team I ever gotten ever since I'm 30. I'm 32 now. It's the best team I've never seen.
You know what? I wanted to start off with that so we could get sports out the way, and we can get on to the reasons why we're here. And we are the all-time podcast where we bring you nothing but the best in hip-hop reviews and interviews. And we are the Rap ESPN, who was given that name to us is my man Mondo Slade, who also blessed me with this amazing crew neck.
Sweet.
Amazing crew neck, amazing design. And you need to go on sladestuff.com to check out all that crazy merch that he has. Mondo Slade is a crazy human being, does everything different, and he just fucking stamps you with things. And that's why he stamped us with the Rap ESPN.
There you go, man. That's why we need to have sports sometimes.
And the other reason I wanted to talk to you is I needed to give you props once again. And the other props I wanted to give you is because I went back to listen to the Schoolboy Q album, Blue
Well,
Lips.
you did it. You did it.
After it came out in 2023?
Yeah, you haven't listened to it since?
I have not listened to it since 2023, and we did our list. And last week we spoke about it, and I went, and Milenko, I listened to it 3 times since Monday.
It's too good.
And I have to say, it jumped in the score drastically.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. Did you listen what he says? Like, the way he raps, the pockets he switch. We're going to talk about it again, huh? You're going to put me on again, but...
Yeah, but we're going to have an episode that's going to come out. And we're going to talk
all
about...
the pockets, all the beats he used, the rhythm of the album. Fucking love it.
I think it sounds that good after a couple of years of it being out because of where he was in his life. Right now he's a full-time golfer. So anyways, I just wanted to give you props. I keep listening to it. I think it's a really great album, and you know what, music grows on people, so who cares if it wasn't as good as it was when it came out, and then it becomes to a different level, and I gotta give it props. Sounds amazing in the time that we are right now. All right. The reason why we're here this evening is we bring you nothing but the best in reviews. And tonight's review is going to be on the new Al-Doe and Spanish Ran, the Bronx's own, with their new record. This duo gave us a new record after 3 years of being away. Rock, paper, scissors. Coming in at 53 minutes and 16 songs. Not your normal. So we've been complaining all year that all the albums are short.
Yep. And we got
And
this one.
and we get 16 songs in
I was happy.
53 minutes. Look, I was super happy. The time went by. I'm gonna say it off the jump. I wasn't bored once throughout this whole album.
Mm-hmm.
53 minutes, when you think of it, it's almost an hour. I think our brain levels right now can't take lengthy albums.
No,
But
50. Yeah, like 52 minutes, and we talk like it's a fucking. It's a fucking
10 hours.
It's fucking 2 disc. It's just 53 minutes. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. That's what's supposed to be an album.
Yeah.
16 songs, perfect.
Yeah, and they haven't dropped a record together. Yes, featurings. Yes, on the Spanish Ran album, but
it's Al-Doe. It's Al-Doe coming back after 3 years.
Yeah, and their last project was Holy City Zoo, which was in my top 15 of 2023. And if you look at the album cover, when you look at an album cover, you're like, what the fuck am I going to get myself into? I feel like it's just going to be a complete disaster of...
It's a CSI. It's like a CSI episode gone wrong.
Yeah, like it's going to be a complete disaster. It's going to be fucking heavy, drug influenced. And look,
it is. It's fucking heavy.
It's fucking heavy. Starting with the intro, you could feel in the intro that the album is going to be about storytelling, vices, and life lessons.
Mm-hmm.
I think the name Rock, Paper, Scissors comes from you don't know what type of... you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Right? You don't know what you're going to get. You're playing the game of rock, paper, scissors. You don't know if you're going to win. You don't know if you're going to lose. So that's what I'm getting from that. We start off with the intro, but then we get into Metlehem.
Yeah. With Metlehem is like a standout beat, and it's your first song. And we keep saying, don't start off your albums the same way everybody else. Give us something heavy from the jump. Hit us and like we don't know what's coming. Yeah.
Give us a fucking left hook. Do something that just takes us off guard.
It's weird. It's rare that you put I feel like it's really the outstanding beat of the album. Throughout the album, Spanish Ran uses really difficult noises and ambiance theme that like it's tough to make a beat and to like actually, I don't know. I feel like he took a big page out of Muggs. DJ Muggs is the one that always come to my mind of like using maybe sounds that you wouldn't think they're sonically attractive like that and making them into a beat. And we got Metlehem. It's all laugh track and not laugh tracks. It's all laughing samples, and the main one that's looped is probably the dustiest laugh you ever heard. It's like if a 110-year-old man laughed.
It's a cackle. I think that's what it's called.
I mean, it's like a fucking the oldest man ever laughing. But
who does that?
After come a minute and a half into the song, you kind of forget it's a laugh, and then it comes back and it reminds you because of the other laughs. But it's pretty well made. You know, the other beat that I remember DJ Mug did for Crime Apple, he did like the mosquito beat.
Yeah,
that was tough. You know, sometimes you get beats like that people do, and it worked pretty good for an intro.
I think. Look, I've never heard somebody sample laughter. Somebody like take laughter and make a beat out of it. I think it was a great idea. It actually took me my third listen of that song for me to really understand what it was. It was there, but I was just like, how is a beat constructed off of this? I find it super interesting. Like you said with DJ Muggs and that mosquito beat, you're constructing a beat from laughter.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and already, so you get hit by heavy bars from Al-Doe right away. And Al-Doe, I like his style because he's very slow. He's very clear. He takes his time. Sometimes he's gonna like after saying his bar, he's gonna let probably 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar space, and he goes out on the fourth. Like it's different. It's like when you imagine Estinak, he's the total opposite of Estinak.
Yeah, I love that. And he starts off the album with no half step, and they call me Big Daddy Kane. That was amazing way to start off the album. And and like you mentioned, the way he is on this album, he's heavy with the punchlines.
Mm-hmm.
Beat him black and blue lips. He a schoolboy.
Yep.
Just heavy with the punchlines on this album. He gives us stuff that we can go back to and be like, what did he just say?
Yeah, yeah. You don't need to. You don't need to go back.
I went back because I love when the punchlines are slick, when the punchlines are heavy, when the punchlines make me laugh, and he gives us that on this project.
Yeah, but it's so clear. It's so slow and clear that I didn't need to go back. Like I remembered all those punchlines I first listened. And then when he finished the schoolboy, he a schoolboy, and then he wait like maybe 2-3 measures, and then what the bumbleclad rule boy. Like he's always taking his time on everything. So I really enjoyed that. It's my first time listening to him.
He lets the beat rock. Right, he's that MC from that old school generation where he lets the beat do its own thing, right?
Yep.
It's the first time you hear him.
Yep.
Wow. Oh shit! I had no idea.
Yeah, it's my first time.
We're not gonna get through all 16 songs. We're not gonna talk about all 16 songs, but I want to talk about a couple of songs here and there. Broken Prayers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear where that sample's from?
No.
If I'm right, it's running from 21 Savage and Metro Boomin. The same sample that was used by Metro Boomin, Spanish Ran uses, and the way Al-Doe raps on Broken Prayers is very trap influenced. It's a very trap influenced beat, so he raps on that beat.
Yeah, because of the hi-hats. Yes, there's trap hi-hats throughout the beat, but he doesn't use the bass of a trap and the drums. So it's really nice. I kind of... It's a bit like Benny the Butcher would do on his last albums. But that's one of my favorite songs.
Oh, really?
Album. Yeah, it moves a lot. It's still really sinister. I mean, there's no sunshine on this album.
There isn't any sunshine.
There's no sunshine.
There's no sunshine. Heavily, like I said, heavy storytelling, vices. I feel like he's battling with just getting everything out so that he can move forward. Club 662. That's also the famous death row club in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you get like a heavy beat on there. Kind of brings like an aspect of being dangerous on that song. That's
that again. That's a noise that I don't know what he used to sample to chop that.
I think it's a bottle. It sounds like a bottle.
It sounds like that. Yeah, it sounds like a bottle a bit. So, but again, like the noises and the sonics that he goes really dark in this Spanish Ran. It's rare that I hear him go that dark.
Yeah,
it really feels like Muggs inspired type of atmosphere.
Yep. And
am I wrong?
No, absolutely not. And you know what? You're telling me this now about Muggs, and the whole time I listened to this album, I'm like, man, there's an influence throughout this whole album, and I can't put my finger on where it comes from. And now you mentioning Muggs kind of brings light to a lot of it. But when you look at the album cover, you look at Al-Doe and the way he flows and the way he is on these tracks, it's a perfect painted picture of what the album is, right? And the beats fit right in.
Yep. Oh, definitely.
Sampling a bottle. The Sound of a Bottle. Again, how do you do something like that? Like it just
Mhm.
it's being experimental with what you have around you, and being outside of the box rather than being inside of the box and making everything sound the same.
Yeah.
And something else I read about, Club 662 was the club that they were going to after the fight in Las Vegas, where the infamous Tupac shooting um, was.
Okay.
And 662 on the telephone is MOB.
Oh. Okay. Oh shit.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs on the album is Why This and Why That.
Yeah. You get like one of the only songs maybe there's like a kind of a hook,
Yeah.
but it is a hook actually. Yeah. No.
I love the piano on here. It's a quicker piano. It just, again, it's used differently than what we're so used to being used. You always get light piano, you always get slow flow type of piano, and here it's a lot quicker.
Mhm.
And this is where the album starts flowing into one another. You get Why This, Why That, right? That flowing into Holy Family, where we have the only feature on the album with Fabulous.
It's a big feature to have actually. Huh?
A huge
What do you
feature.
think about it?
If you listen to Holy City Zoo, he had Absol as his feature.
Mm-hmm.
Now he has Fabulous. And when I saw the feature, I was like, how is Fab gonna fit on an Al-Doe Spanish Ran type of song? How? It's
What?
sinister, it's
You
dark.
you think Fabulous can rap on boom bap? That's all he does.
It blew me away. It blew me away. I did not
I
expect
don't know.
No, I didn't expect 2026 Fabulous to be that fit in so much. I'm used to commercial Fab now. The last couple of years, it's commercial Fab, always rapping about
Yeah, but
chicks.
Fab can rap on everything.
But I haven't heard that Fab. I haven't heard that hungry Fab since Freddy versus Jason with Jadakiss.
Mm.
That's so long ago. So I wasn't expecting that. And when he came on to here, it fit so perfectly.
Yeah, the line in here, Aldo got a line about a fucking smart ass line about having a Spanish plug, so he got it for the J Lo. Fuck, love that line. That was a good idea. Although throughout he got bars, man. He said so many good bars on here throughout the album. Throughout the album, one of the in the first, I think in the first song, he says something about like they're doing yoga in the kitchen. The coke stretching, like always, like really good bars.
Yeah. Again, like I was mentioning, Holy Family goes into Chanel Denim in Dykeman, which gives us, a different side in his lyrical ability. I love that he talks about fashion in his music. As much as he could talk about the
You
streets
hear Istinak on that?
as a feature.
No, but you hear. I'm pretty sure it's his ad lib in the back. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's maybe Spanish rant. They just that sample the ad lib or something. You hear him going oh, and you hear him screaming in the back. And I thought, oh, Nak is gonna be in here, and it's just that part.
So speaking that you said that, I think I would see Este Nak on this song. He would have fit perfectly on this song.
Yeah, yeah. Istinak can be on anything now.
But what I was mentioning is that I like that, Al-Doe could steer away from the drug talk, the street talk, that gritty, grimy type of those bars, and go into the fashion, go into, talking about, just the way he dresses, what he puts on his feet, what he dresses as clothes. It gives a more 2000s type of lyrical vibe to the music.
Yeah. And I love I really like the beat switch on there too. It's nasty beat switch, especially that second beat. It's all keys all tangled together and shit. Oof. All those keys tangled together sounds so sinister. But again, like there's no sunshine. And today, for all the people that are not in Montreal, it's been raining for a week now. Okay, and today I was listening to this, and it's foggy outside. It's gray. Nobody's in a good mood, and this shit came on, bro. Fuck. I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Cartier coloring books, flying through the X with my Jasmine like I'm Aladdin.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like that. I like the line where the title come from. That he's in the Bottega Veneta store while his kid is coloring. It's just coloring in the book, you know.
Yeah.
And Cartier, yeah, Cartier.
Another standout track for me. I thought he did an amazing job on here. He has some legendary flows on this album, borrowed from different artists, different rappers
Yeah,
from the 90s. And I find he does it so well.
and from the 2000s.
And from the 2000s. And from the 2000s, but he does it so well. He's so heavily influenced, and hearing somebody like him in 2026 rap this way is so refreshing.
Yeah, he uses that 50 Cent. What song is it? New York's da 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 da. I don't remember the title of the song, but
We get into Tennessee, which is probably one of the most horrifying, horror influenced movie esque type of beat, with a live drum on here that I think was actually played by Spanish Ram, because it doesn't sound sampled. It sounds like it was physically played. And it's a special edition to the song that stood out for me.
you think he played that?
Man, it sounds like it was played. It doesn't sound like it was sampled. I could hear how clear it is, how perfectly executed it is. It sounds like it's played live. It sounds like it's done and just added to the song versus it just being sampled.
Oh yeah, I don't think so. I didn't hear that, but I think it's a sample. But yeah, I mean the drum on there is fucking dark as well. We never come out that fucking cloud, man. It's all gray, everything gray.
It gets more grayer towards as we get closer to the end of the album. Nori at the Tunnel, for me, kind of shifts the album to where it gets a bit more personal. I love the harp sample on this track. That we get into Street Wars.
Yep.
Look, man, if this is not my favorite beat, it's my favorite beat on here. There's, I don't know, this is where, to me, that influence, that 50 Cent influence comes in with the singing. Reminds me of like that G Unit singing that it almost sounds like I can't sing, but it fits so well.
Mm-hmm.
I look, Street Wars is just an homage to the 2000s, an homage to the late 90s.
But Street Wars is a song from 50 Cent. Okay, so that's what it reminds you of.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, if you listen to the singing on there by Al-Doe, it just reminds me of that. It reminds me of that time. It reminds me of that 50 Cent G Unit mixtape type era.
Mm-hmm. But he sings the melody of. So
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't understand you. Yeah.
I should have said it in French. Maybe you understand.
Yeah, but I mean, you're like whatever is. I was like, of course it reminds you if it is. So I was confused by that.
A Drink and a Pen, a song about Josephine, which is his ex, being an alcoholic. This is where the album is really personal. 204 days of being sober, an incredible story, an incredible beat. I think it's again, something that he needed to get off his chest because she always wanted a song about her, and he needed to just put everything on the table and just, it's kind of like okay, I'm done after this. It's done. It's a conversation about a relationship.
Really personal story on this. And for me, listen to Al-Doe for the first time, I was glad to hear those songs at the end and that shift that he made, and he gives you a little bit more than just whatever other artists in this realm will give you. He goes into the stories. He tell you about it. So that's, and for a first album that I've listened to, I really appreciate those songs.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like we don't get, people gave us 8 albums, but they still haven't talked about. I don't even know nothing about them.
Yeah, you kind of get it. Like, yeah, it's personal. It's stuff that is not easy to get off your chest and to
It's
talk
the
about.
toughest songs. It's the toughest songs. I mean, like, listen to the songs that Eminem wrote back then. Okay, about his ex. How cringy they are now. It's really tough to get good songs like that. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's
But
the toughest song to write. It's the toughest song to write. That's when you get like a real penman. You see how a real swordsman do with his pen. That's how you see it in songs like this. I can come up with drug bars if I want to, but like when you go and tell a story and you bar it up, like that's tough. That's tough. So my hats to him, bro. Those songs were really good. It makes me like discover him more.
yeah, you get to know who the artist is, like I mentioned. And it's more interesting because sometimes you always get the same goddamn thing from your artist, and you never get the reality of what's actually what somebody has gone through, right? Because they're so
Yep.
fixated on talking about the same thing. But a song like that, even writing it was probably some of the most difficult bars that he was able to write. You know what I mean? And you know what? When you put a song like that on an album, you are probably worried of, hey, is this going to resonate with people? Are people going to gravitate to that song? Or are they going to complain or not like it because that's not what they want to hear? I want to hear that. I want to get to know my artists more. I want to be the guy to be like, hey, look, you know what? I've gone through some of that stuff, right? I've known alcoholics my whole life, right? I know how difficult it is to deal with alcoholics, especially somebody that's the closest to you and that you have to deal with every single day of your life when you have kids. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like Al-Doe on this song really helped me realize, you know what? It's okay that you've gone through things like that in your life and that you've had to deal with people close to you who are an alcoholic. So as we've been through this together. And you know what? It's okay to talk about it. Right? It resonates with me, you know?
Yep.
Look, all the drug bars, all the street talk, that's cool. That's, that's storytelling. You know, but when you get to the nitty gritty like this, it's like it's personal, and I appreciate that from my artist 110%. And for somebody being able to talk about this, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Nope.
So yeah, I tip my hat off to him, and you know what? I'm happy that you enjoyed that song.
Yep.
One more run, again, something personal, trying to leave the street life, talking about leaving a certain lifestyle, another battle that he's going on with himself, right? Talking about having kids, wanting to leave that so he could be home for Christmas, he could be home for his kids and being able to spend time with his kids. And then we get into one of the most touching songs on here, and this is a song that I've heard before. I think this was if not mistaken, that came out earlier. I've heard this before. I feel like I've heard this, but anyways, that being said, being a father, totally understanding where he's coming from on this song. trying to be perfect but not being perfect. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. That he has 4 kids. Again, getting to know an artist, getting to know where he's coming from, getting to know about his life a bit more in depth. And you know what? Being a father, as it is difficult for me, it was difficult for him. So again, it's touching and it's inspiring, and it's something that I the last time somebody did this was Pro Dillinger with
Yep.
Reasonable Dirt, and how in depth he went on the vices and the life and the fatherhood and the issues with the ex, the wife, and all that stuff. So it kind of touched me in that way, and it was just a beautiful way to end off the record, right? You look at the album cover, you look at Rock Paper Scissors, and it kind of just brings everything all into one. Personal emotions, personal attachments, and getting those out. And hey, you know what? If it would suck if we don't hear from Al-Doe for another 3 years, but he came in and he gave us a record that is going to resonate with us for a longer period of time.
Yeah, it's quality. Definitely quality throughout.
From the production is quality. The sampling is quality. The soundscape is quality. The mixing is quality.
Yep.
Al-Doe, just amazing MC. Gave us everything, and it was black and white. There was no gray within this album. It was really black and white. Amazing punchlines, storytelling, once again, just everything all in one. I feel like it's a complete album. 16 songs, complete album.
Yep, definitely. And like you said, I think Fatherhood, even though it's a touching subject and it's not difficult to hear, Spanish Rain went a little bit lighter on the beat, so it's a great way to still end on a good note.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and shouts out to Spanish Rain because he was nominated for a Grammy for Rhapsody's one of Rhapsody's songs.
Mm-hmm.
Layla's Wisdom. So shouts out to him on that one. But yeah, man, look, 3 years later, this is what we get. Before we get into our scores, you, for the first time hearing Al-Doe, what were your initial thoughts on the artistry of him? Spanish Rain because of the beats, but you never really knew who Al-Doe was. This being the first album for you.
Well, I think I mentioned it already, but it's I like his style. I think he's a heavy bar guy. He kind of makes me think a bit of a Ferris Blusa, with a little bit of more of a punchline, I think. But yeah, he's a great lyricist. I like how he structured his songs. Definitely the structure of the album on this one was really good. And he has content. Throughout. So, good impression.
Awesome. I'm going to go with my score first.
Yep.
I love this project. I love this record. This is going to be something that I keep listening to, whether it's gray outside or whether it's sunny. I just love the whole aspect of the soundscape on here. Look, I've said this before. Al-Doe doesn't put out a lot of music. It's 3 years, but the first time I listened to it, I was so impressed with what I got that I almost didn't want to review it because I wanted to go so in depth on the record and be able to justify how great of a record this was. And Spanish Rain was in my top 5 producers last year. I think he does an excellent job in production. He goes above and beyond. He goes outside of the box. He really gives us something different. This project, man, is an album. This is what an album is. 16 songs at 53 minutes. I'm going to repeat myself. It's 16 songs, 53 minutes. Those are the albums we used to listen to years ago, right? Years ago. Get away from 10 years ago. Those were in-depth records. You got so much on a record, and Al-Doe and Spanish Rain gave us so much on a record. I love this project. I have a feeling that this is gonna. It might even be. I don't want to say now, but it might be top 3 at the end of the year. I can't wait to see where I'm gonna rank it. But I'm giving this project a 9.
Another one.
I fucking love this project.
Jesus, has this been the best month of the year so far? By far.
Milenko,
You just got 4 bangers in a row.
look, I haven't been listening to a lot of hip hop. I told you that. I'm waiting for the new Terror album to come out.
Mm-hmm.
But what we've gotten, Ferris Blusa, what we've gotten, Danielson, we got at the beginning of the year, what's his name? Mickey Diamond, and then we got Flames Dot Malik.
Yep, it just heat.
Look, if people are gonna say this is not heat, then we have a problem. Then I don't know what you expect in music.
Yeah, exactly. For me, like I said, throughout, really good impression. Enjoyed this album a lot. Was not a tough job to go through this. Really, I was happy to listen to this and to review it. I just wish I wrote down more of the bars so I can read it, because the bars on here are spectacular throughout.
You like bars. You love punchlines.
Fuck, I listen to music, to rap for what? For fucking... That's what you're supposed to do. But yeah, I enjoy this album. The only thing for me in this, again, it's so dark, it's so heavy, it's so cloudy. Especially mid-album, I feel like we chain up a bit of the piano, the dark piano, sinister beat. So it doesn't get me bored, but sometimes, like, when you get really too much on that same channel, on the same Sonic, you know how I am.
Yeah.
I like the switch ups. I like energy. Sometimes I like more like those rap that have good moods. I think it's just a personal preference. All of, like, those darker albums like that is not my cup of tea, but the talent and the skills, the level of this album is really up there. So for this, I'm gonna rank it a 8 out of 10.
And you know what? I wasn't expecting that score from you.
No, the quality is there. He gave me a couple of hooks. They're fully 3-minute songs. Beats are outstanding. It's just like I said, you know me.
You're a tough critic, Milenko.
It's not that I'm a tough critic. I think it's just like, it's not my. I like better beats that are like a little bit happy. I like artists that are a little bit more happier, enthusiastic. I'm enjoy more those than the dark, like, I don't know. It really depends. This one, I felt like the Sonic was really one direction, and it's good, but that is not my cup of tea.
No, I get what you say. Look, I love the punchlines. I think he's great as an artist, as a rapper, and I love when artists don't drop as frequently, always dropping projects, because you get bored and redundant, right? So he hasn't been around for 3 years. We've heard bits and parts of him as featurings and stuff like that. So to me, it was just like a refreshing thing. And
but, I mean, I think on one album like this, he did more than a lot of dudes doing like 5.
Yeah,
like this again. This talent is what this type of level, is what I expect from a Ransom.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, Al-Doe just got a better project than what pretty much everything Ransom did. And you see, that's a crazy take, But I think this album is better than whatever Ransom has done as a project.
I get what you mean, though. I get what you mean.
But give me a better Ransom project than this. You see? It's like it is there. And that's one name. I have a couple other names. To me, like, that's what I'm expecting from them. That type of work ethic.
Yeah, there's a work ethic in here. There's a huge work ethic in on both parts. The production and on the raps.
Well, of course, you cannot do an album like this and not. Of course. I mean, again, I think, and I'm a reset it. I'm gonna repeat it to all my haters out there. Okay, come at me with this one. This is a better thing that Ransom ever done.
Look, you asked me what a better Ransom album is on here, and I get why you said Ransom. But I'm gonna push the envelope a bit more now, okay? Because since we're on the subject, Milenko, we have a bit of time in front of us. I think of all projects that came this year, right? The quality of projects. This is for hip hop. I'm sorry. Look, we said on the previous episodes, the Ferris Blue, so that Mickey Diamond, that Flames Malik. Okay.
All heaters. I mean, that's all heaters.
All fucking heater, flamethrowers, whatever you want, whatever vocabulary you want to use. But this is fucking up there.
Exactly.
This is up there in terms of album and in terms of body of work. You can't be mad at this.
You can't be mad at this.
No, and you know what? You're allowed to have what you would have wanted more. It's okay. That's what we do. You know what I mean? What I would have wanted more is the featurings. That's something. As much as the fabulous feature hit, you know who I would want to have heard on here? You ready?
Who?
If I'm gonna ask you, guess. You know me more than 99.9% of the people in the world. Who would have came on here in the same area as Fabulous that would have demolished? The album would have fucking
like
been
a veteran.
It would have been a 10. The album. If that person was on here on that beat, the album would have jumped from a 9 to a 10.
There's so many.
You want me to say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Pusha
T
on this album fucking would have killed.
Jesus, Pusha T, I haven't rap on shit like this in years.
If Pusha T would have been on Why This and Why That or Mount Dressmore, I'm looking at the track list. Annihilated. People would have been. There would have been an awe. If Spanish Ran gave this production to Pusha T, this style of production, it would have been Pusha T's best album ever.
I would have loved Feed the Family on one of these.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, Spanish Ran did a song with Sheikh Hanif and Top Hooter.
Yeah.
That was on
Sheikh Hanif would have been really good on one of these.
Yeah.
And I feel like they would get really good chemistry in between.
But you know what's crazy about that is that Sheikh Hanif is that more introspective rapper. He's more of that, he gets personal. He gives a storytelling. So if it fit this project. But again, quality MCs over quality production. And I love this record. And look, I want to spend more time with it, but that he touched me personally to my soul and to my heart in things that I've battled with in my life, that gives you a point 110% because it's personal.
Yep. Of 100%, man. So yeah, I enjoyed it, man. Enjoyed it. Thank you for the project again.
Al-Doe, Spanish Ran, Rock Paper Scissors, and shouts out to the Church, Tree Mason, and Blue Azul. All four of these dudes are great artists, and I love that they're different. And they put themselves in a different category in the music that they give because they're awesome. They're really great artists to listen to. Milenko, before we get up out of here, anything you want to add?
No. Thank you to everyone, and please don't forget like and subscribe. Hit the bell if you will. It's all extra, but
tolls.
we work really hard on this. We are listening. It's pretty much week per week, new album, new reviews, new preparation every week. So there you go, man. Thank you.
Like Milenko said, thanks for checking out the all-time podcast, the Rap ESPN, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace out.
Baby.